All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. The Indonesian people have cast their votes to choose their next president. And the current defense minister, Prabowo Subianto, is the front runner in the elections, despite concerns over his human rights record and also claims of improper support from President Joko Widodo. Now, earlier, the outgoing leader cast his vote in Jakarta. He's set to finish the second of his 2 allowed terms. 3 candidates are in the race to succeed the incumbent president. All 3 of them cast the ballots. And apart from the frontrunner Prabowo Subianto, the biggest contenders happen to be Ganjar Pranowo and also the independent Anies Baswedan. Both of them have been former governors and are in their 50s. Over 200 million people in the Southeast Asian nation were eligible to cast their vote in these presidential polls. These elections have been touted as the world's largest single elections that have been held. Now, Indonesia is the 3rd largest democracy in the world. And now, within a few hours, the world will, of course, get to know the outcome of the biggest race of the day. The voters will also select local representatives and members of the parliament in addition to the president. The Defence Minister Prabowo Subianto, who is making a 3rd attempt at the presidency, has in fact been leading in the opinion polls. And according to the surveys, Prabowo Subianto has a lead of about 28 points. Moreover, Prabowo's election campaign sets him apart from other 2 front-runners. He had turned to social media to reach to his young voters, and the former general had tried to rebrand himself as a cute grandfather. And TikTok is flooded with videos of him dancing at rallies. This strategy appears to have positioned him as an endearing personality amongst the voters. The President Joko Widodo is also backing Prabowo, but this has led to accusations that he's in fact defied election rules. Now, this has also raised concerns that Indonesia, formerly an authoritarian regime, may revert to its totalitarian ways in the election season. The possible consequences, of course, go beyond the boundaries of the nation. And to give us more perspective in this, we're being joined by Mr. Dave Granabom, who's a journalist who's joining us live from Jakarta. Now, Dave, take us through Indonesia's elections and also the possible outcomes. Tell us at this moment, what are the issues on the basis of which the Indonesian voters have voted?
Sure. First, I just want to give you some perspective, though. I'm right here now at a Prabowo watch party. He's got a lot of fans here that are tonight, and they're hoping to get the news that they're really hoping is that he's going to clear that 50% mark to outright win and not need to go to a runoff election. Now, to add to your questions of the issues that people are talking about, they're talking about economy, they're talking about the jobs, and to try to differentiate these candidates between each other, Prabowo Subianto, as you said, the front runner. How's he running? Well, he's running on the coattails of Joko Widodo, the popular incumbent president. Why is Widodo so popular? Well, a lot of social aid to the poor and big ticket infrastructure projects, highways, lots of highways, seaports, airports, and his signature of relocating and building a new capital, Nusantara. That's how, and Prabowo is saying, if you like that, you're going to get more of the same from me. Now, Anies Baswedan, sort of running in the opposition lane there. He's basically saying, look, for some of the things people may like about Joko Widodo, but look what's happening in this country. The rich are getting richer and the poor are staying the same. He says we've got to find a way to get the poor more jobs and better paying jobs. He's also saying we got to reevaluate some of Joko Widodo's projects. All the money that it will cost to build this new capital, rather than maybe pouring all that money into one location, maybe we should spread that money out to numerous economic centers. That's how he's running. And then sort of in the middle, Ganjar Pranowo. Some people have dubbed him Jokowi Light. He's trying to take this middle tack. What he's basically saying is, well, yeah, I'm going to stick with Joko Widodo's signature infrastructure projects, but maybe do some tweaking here and there. That's basically how these 3 candidates are differentiating themselves.
Absolutely, indeed. And also, tell us a bit about the front runner here, who happens to be the current Defence Minister, Prabowo Subianto. He appears to be rebranding himself. He's a defense minister, he's a general, but he's trying to show himself off as some kind of a cute grandfather because of his videos that are going viral on TikTok and other social media platforms.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be such a huge success story for him in sort of remaking his image. In the last 2 elections, he ran as this strong man, the former 3-star general. But now he's come across on social media as this sort of cute, cuddly grandpa figure. And it's taken off, especially with this young population. And let's just give you some perspective here. Roughly half of the voters in this country are younger than 40. Roughly 1/3 are younger than 30. You have people in this country who were not even born yet in 1998 when the Suharto regime fell and all the violence that happened in this time. A lot of people, they weren't alive back then. And a lot of this is not taught to them in the schools. A lot of the children never really learned this growing up. So it makes it easier for him to remake his image, especially through social media, through the TikToks and the YouTube that so many of these young people are watching. They see him now as this cute, cuddly 72-year-old grandpa.
All right, well, I'll leave you there. Thank you very much indeed, Dave Cranbourne, for joining us and getting us that perspective there. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.